friends. So I'm low energy, which I feel like will be quite obvious throughout. However, um, I still really feel the pull to have share some messages today for me and for you. So I'm actually just sitting somewhere different because that's what I'm needing right now. And part of a healing journey means honoring ourselves. And I started the video and like all these cards came out and I kept going and I just was like, oh, something feels off. Like, what's going on? So, anyway, turned off, stopped recording, looked at the cards and was like, just digest these and like move locations and let's try because part of navigating when we're in a lower energy space is really just being able to be like, what is something small that might help me? So for me, it was like coming to sit where I am now versus like where you typically see me sit. But that actually made me feel better. And I was like, okay. And then with my low energy, it was like, do I acknowledge it? Everyone's going to notice it. And not in a way that like people are looking at me, but just in a way of like, for those of you who know me or those of you who've been watching, I'm a pretty happy person, pretty bubbly, light, and it's just one of those days. And that's totally fine because everyone has them. And sometimes it's more than just, it's one of those days. Sometimes it's a lot of those days. So um, today, our cards are going to be your spiritual journey. They're very, very pretty. And I love the messages. They're really simple, very clear. So I suppose today's intention is more about um, what do we need to do for us to take better care of ourselves? I can think of a few women actually who are like in my mind right now who are like really, who I know are really running on not a lot and in the need to keep going because it then becomes a way in which we've trained our brain, we train our energy. It's like having to unwind out of all of that and just be like, everything is still going to be there, you know? What's coming for us isn't going to miss us, even if we, need to reschedule a meeting or maybe don't post something on our socials in terms of what we do or how we're doing, or maybe choosing to be vulnerable and just being like, I'm still doing it, but this is kind of how I feel today. It doesn't mean what we bring to the table is any less than on the days where we're shining our brightest. Sometimes it's great to show people like, you know what, mm, 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 mm. Because that's how my brain feels. I'm like, mm, don't even do it. Okay. Good thing no one's here. Um, my children are saved from my bad mood. Um, whoa, hello. All my parents feel me. All my parents feel me. I gotta go. I gotta to get a card. So hang on. Gotta move the leg here and go down and get it, y'all. Hello. Would it be a video if we didn't get up close and personal? I'm just wondering. Look, even in a bad mood, you can still tell a joke. Isn't that the best thing about humor? I'm really thankful I grew up in a home where humor was used a lot. It was used inappropriately most of the time and like in really insulting ways. Um, because it was like no holds barred, you were getting made fun of, and if you did something, actually it was really hilarious. I'm thankful I've developed an appreciation to like laugh at myself because I'm always like, if you can do a good impersonation of me, like you're hilarious. Plus, I think the truth's like when it cracks me up. So I love that I can just turn it to a joke. Okay. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What the heck? We gotta just, they wanted us to get together one more time. Hi, how are you? Okay. Woo. Okay. I'm like giving Reiki right now as this is happening because it's diffusing a lot of energy. Lord. Okay. I'm gonna do the two cards that fell on the floor while I was talking. Which is like on my kindergarten report card. It's like Carolyn's a Kathy Char, a chatty Kathy. I'm like, oh, well, guess what? That's never gonna change. And then when I saw my son's report card and like it was about talking, I'm like, I don't know where he gets that from. I can't even be mad at him. He's me. Although I get mad at him because I'm like, could you not be me while I'm raising you? And then when you move out, feel free to like do you, brother. Whew. Okay, ready for our first message today? Oh, I like it. Whew. Ready? Imitation. Don't copy, innovate. Develop. Keep learning, keep imagining, and never criticize yourself. Some of us are like, are you sure about that one? I'm expelling a lot of energy right now, so it won't be the only time I cough in the video. But I hope it's not going to be too extra. Also, if you've had Reiki, or even if you're like, where the heck did this like cough come from? Or you're like burping a lot or like really farting, and you're like, I don't even get that. Chances are your body is like has processed something that has gone on and is like omitting it energetically. So it's coming out in one way. Just a little tip. Oh, imitation. It's so funny. I love this one. I'll apply it to myself um to give you a sense of like what the how this can like look in your life. So, this morning before I made the video, I was like, what do I wear? How should I do my hair? Oh my gosh, like it's gonna take a lot of energy to like be like, oh, right? What do I do? I want to whatever. I was just kind of like, you need to get grounded. So when we're feeling this way, and a lot of us do this in terms of our socials, and I'm going to bring up socials because I feel it's such a relevant example, but it's like lots of people are out there and doing their entrepreneurial thing or are wanting to convey messages about who they are, who we are, who I am, who you are. And we see people doing stuff and then we think that's the way to do it. This is really the truth. We have to be who we are. I can try to emulate another person, it will fall flat because I'm not being me. So if I came into this video today pretending to be in a different place, just energetically speaking, and like came in a fancier outfit and really made up, but I still was like not being authentic to me, which was like, I don't want to do my hair. I don't want to wear it up because I have a headache. Um, I want to wear a t-shirt and some comfy shorts and call it a day. And my energy is low, and I'm going to share that because that's actually what is real. When we imitate, it stunts our creative growth because now we're trying to be something that we're not. That doesn't mean we can't see what someone is doing and be like, "Oh, I love that. Like, I want to try X, Y, and Z." Cool, bring in X, Y, and Z, and then take some time to process how X, Y, and Z, how you do X, Y, and Z. So I teach at Fanshawe College. I teach child and youth care practitioner students. And when I'm teaching them, this program is all about healing our childhood wounds so that we understand a healing process and that we're in a position to come into young people's lives who are really emotionally vulnerable and dealing with a lot. Uh, as I know how to work through these core issues and I'm healing so then we don't repeat toxic patterns with young people who are immersed in toxicity. So it isn't helpful when the people who are your helping professionals are toxic. When I'm talking to the first year students and teaching them child and youth care and practice, we talk all about looking at people you respect or who are even your mentors, and then doing it how you do it. So I use humor all the time. And I always did working with young people. Like I had a lot of laughs with some young people. And it saved my butt a lot of times. You crack a well-timed joke or say something kind of funny, the laughter, it breaks the tension. I would tell my students, you don't need to be Carolyn when you walk on the floor. You need to be who you are. How are you funny? Don't try to be something you're not. Work with who you are. So, work with who you are because that's why we're here. I'm not here to be you. I'm not here to do things in a way that you would do them or your evolution. I'm here to do them in my way. And I love the develop because I think these two really go hand in hand in life. We're developing our authenticity. Every client I see and every Reiki student I have taught, it is all about connecting back to our authentic selves. And that means all of the bullshit that has happened in our lives, it isn't about that. Who were we once upon a time? Because that's who we need to feed. Keep learning, keep improving, never criticize yourself. I know that can feel like huge. I hear it and I'm like, oops, like work in progress, a work in progress. It's all good. Um, I said to a client that I saw the other day, catch the thought. You got to catch the thought. Stop the thought, reframe the thought. It's cognitive behavioral therapy. It's amazing and it works. And we have to keep doing it. When we're retraining our brain, which essentially is shifting into all the other energy areas, this is me like, moving through the auras, it comes out that way. So we have to start in here. We have to create the shift in our brain. Having Reiki really helps with that. Um, and as that happens, these two things begin to just keep doing their thing because we're training our brain. So now we're filtering looking at someone and being like, okay, that's how I want to be like that or I want to do that. But we're filtering it and working it in a way that's like, how do I take what I see and make it work for me? And learning all of those things. When we criticize ourselves, just stopping and being like, you know what? I'm on the journey right now. And I said to my client the other day, like, you might not feel like you believe that. It doesn't matter. We're not going to believe it initially. We need to keep doing the work. And when I say the work, it's like the only person who can catch your negative thought and reframe it is you, is me. We are responsible for ourselves. So I love that. Today, if you see someone or something and you're like, oh, I love that, like, how can you do it, but your style? There's a woman I follow on Instagram, Synchronized Soul. Hi, hope you're watching. Um, she did a reading live in her morning routine, and I was like, oh, I loved it. And it was a card, and she explained it was beautiful, and I was like, ooh, I love that. And so my first thought was like, I want to do that too, because I get really excited, and I really, really loved her authenticity and her like sharing that, because there were things that she was doing that I'm like, oh, I want to do that too, and I know I'm not there yet, and that's okay. I'm here now, but I really loved watching it. It's fueling my fire to really get to the place where I'm being myself with what I want to do and not someone else. And that's when it's going to feel right for me to like come out there. And it'll still be like nerve wracking. Um, but like, welcome to doing stuff, you know? One of my favorite quotes is feel the fear and do it anyway. Next two cards. Ooh, these are good ones. Okay, cool. Dare and settle. Interesting combination. You may need to make big changes if your soul is stifled. hmm Settle. If a lowly job makes you happy, it's worthy. It's like, I love it. Okay, just had to do that. I love, love, love both of these things. What is it? I love lowly because that's a construction. That's a social construction of your worth and what you're doing. And if you are happy in what you're doing, then it's worthy, regardless of what it is. The end. And that also comes back to these two things, right? You need to be who you are. You need to develop yourself and build your confidence, or continue to work at it, same as what I do, in owning your truth. Because if what you're doing makes you happy, then it's worthy. Even if you're like, but, oh, ooh, and a lot of those things are like other people's projections, not necessarily ours. If we're feeling happy, and that can be a new feeling for us too, or something we're not familiar with entirely, or maybe we don't trust it entirely. Um, we all have trust issues. We've all had our trust broken. We've all loved someone who has let us down, who we have lost, or it has ended. Jobs that have been good, bad, choices that other people judge. Um, Settle. It isn't settle and settle for less, right? That's a social construction thought there. Put that way. In this context, settle. Allow yourself the space to just be and do you and what you're doing and how you're doing it, regardless of what someone else is thinking. In the opposite sense, if you feel like your soul is being stifled, then it is time to be daring. For what? Those are your discoveries to make, and my discoveries to have. Um, Big changes can feel lots of different feelings about it. A lot of people feel terrified. I think I've said this in another video, and it's something I teach in the family dynamics course. We need change and we need stability. When one is too focused, we're out of balance. If your soul is feeling stifled, that could mean you feel numb. It might mean you feel consistently unhappy where you are. Um, you can't fully be yourself. You dread seeing someone or going to that workplace or whatever. Dare. Dare for that. Who do you see that you're like, that's what I want? How can you do it? But Ella, you. Like I see people who refurbish furniture, and I'm like, oh, oh my gosh, I love that. But that's not my skill set. But I can look at that and be like, ooh, okay, look at you and your little side hustle. You're taking what you do and doing it. Sweet. What do I do? What do you do? Maybe you make really great cookies. Start selling them. You can make a business handle, put it on Instagram, and connect with your initial networks because that's how we all start. The people who saw me for Reiki were people in my circle who were like, yeah, girl, I'll be your guinea pig. I'm like, woo, thanks, you know? And over time, you build. So if your soul is being stifled in a relationship, professionally, however, take some people and be like, I like that, that, and that. And how do I implement it into my life so I can dare and I can get to where I want to go? Because that's a message from your soul and you will feel shifts. I like that one. Okay, our last two. Oh, spirit. Wow, they're so awesome. Look at them too. Progression and mystery. You don't need to see the whole map to take the first step. I love it. No, you don't. I said this to a client the other day. We lay our own stones down in front of us. Where do you want to go? If you don't know, that's your first step. Figure that out. I don't need to know everything in order to keep putting in time and effort toward making my goals happen. I don't. Having the faith of my goal, doing the work, and leaving room for spirit to, like, in the universe to co-create with is everything. And it comes and it does take time and it does take hard work. And I mean, some things take years. That's okay. Remember, maybe you're also doing something kind of lowly, but it makes you happy and it pays some bills and it can afford you to work on your goals. Great. We don't have to know everything. In fact, we're not going to know everything. And we need to be okay with that, which is the mystery aspect. I love how these each set has like your best acts of kindness are those that no one sees. Oh, I want to put this out again because I feel like we see so many people who are, putting out how great they are, the amazing things they do. And I don't think that's a bad thing. I think there are people who do it for the wrong reasons, and I think there are people who do it for the right reasons. And well, now I feel bad. Not right and wrong, just the motivation underneath it. Why are we doing what we're doing? Are we doing it for the likes? Do you know the Chronic song? You should check it out. It's really good. Do it for the love and to do it for the likes. It's so good. Anyway, he's awesome. If you don't know who he is, you need to listen to him. Okay. So why are we doing stuff? When we tell people the good things we do, it's usually from an ego-driven place. Um, Not always. Again, who are we? Where are we at in our journey? Why are we sharing the things we're sharing? And also being able to feel good about what we're doing and share what we're doing. Um, and knowing that we don't have to say anything about what we're doing. And I also feel like this really translates into some of these other messages about like working toward what you're wanting to do. Um, like there's so much that I don't talk about with um my Reiki career and the services that I offer and those that I work with, um, where like it's it's a lot of just giving. And I feel uncomfortable talking about it right now because I'm like, it's just for me and that person to know what that is because that's what it is. And I'm not a specific religion at all. And having said that, like I love Jesus and I think he was a very magical man. And I really admire anyone who is like, I'm going to help you because that's why I'm here. Like, I don't post about all of the help that I give that has nothing to do with making money, that has nothing to do with anything. I just don't. And I kind of take it to the Jesus place. Like, why would we not help someone if we could? That seems weird to me. So you can share with people the stuff you're doing, and you can also just enjoy your own self. There are things you can just that are just for you to enjoy and you to soak up and you to soak in, and that's a great thing. I feel like I want to do one more card. What do you all think? Whoa. Okay, a whole bunch. Oh, there we go. A whole bunch fell. I'm like, no, I didn't say like 20 more cards. I said one. Hi. Just getting close before the end. This is a great one. I'm really glad we did this journey. Don't let yourself be judged by your past. You don't live there anymore. If I had the energy for a tear, I'd shed it. Oh gosh. This is wonderful. Let's all remember this today. Let's all remember this today. Today, we can commit to changing a pattern, to enjoying we are not where we used to be, and we are a growth in progress. It's okay that we have a past. That's normal. We are ever changing beings. And so let's celebrate the journey and that idea of like not criticizing ourselves. Let's take it to this. Enjoy the journey. I hope everyone has a really wonderful day and that if you too are functioning in a lower vibrating space for whatever that reason may be, you're able to shift out of it. I know I feel better. Hey, I'm looking forward to doing this again soon. Bye.